Barong Tagalog is a lightweight, embroidered formal shirt symbolizing Filipino elegance. Filipiana is a term for women's attire, embodying traditional Philippine fashion with its graceful butterfly sleeves and intricate designs. Bringing Barong Tagalog and Filipiana in the global market is a venture that transcends commerce. It's about cultural preservation and pride. Envision a young entrepreneur passionate about the Filipino roots, launching an online store to showcase these traditional garments. Too bad you can't see it because I'm all faded out with the color. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Flexing Philippines, your number one Philippine made product advocate live stream. And I am Ferdinand, your number one Philippine made product advocate, number one advocate here in the US market. And more importantly, also the co founder of Emporium. Now, the goal of the show is to empower everyone who has ever thought about creating awareness as well as creating a business from Philippine made products. And what we're trying to do here today is for all of those who have ever thought about that, who have ever wondered how to do it, where to begin, we're hoping that the show will be that tool or that source for you to be empowered and be educated. So we want to be in that journey to take that baby steps for creating opportunities for Philippine made products here in the US and for you who's watching. But before we go ahead and introduce the entrepreneur for this episode of Flexing Philippines, let's go ahead and take a quick break and acknowledge our supporters and their products.
Hi, my name is Ron, and this is Teofilo Coffee Company. Where we drink coffee black.
And we're back. Welcome back to Flexing Philippines. I just want to go ahead and get right to it. I want to introduce my guests for this episode of Flexing Philippines. I want to go ahead and read to you what they're all about so I don't miss a beat in trying to explain how immense and how amazing she has created this business from relatively nothing to where it's selling a lot of products throughout the world. All right. So, barongwarehouse.com. That's her website address. Was founded in 2013 by a lovely young lady named Cello Coppage. Now, Barong comes from the main product, Barong Tagalog, and warehouse denotes an air of affordability. Now, since Filipinos love a good deal, Cello thought that the terms were a great idea online. Now, this business that she's created was started with, I think she said it was $1,000 back in 2013 or 2014. She's grown this business to where she has sold tens of thousands of products worldwide from North America, Asia, Europe, Middle East, Oceania, and Africa. I don't want to take anything away from her. I'll let her, take it from here as far as describing how amazing she is and what she's done with this company. So without further delay, let me go ahead and introduce to you the one and only Cello Coppage. Cello.
Hi, everybody. Thank you
I,
so much, Ferdinand, for having me.
I'm so excited for you to be here because I remember when I was asking you, you're so busy that I had to book this for at least two months in advance, and I don't mind that so much because it's worth it. You have such charisma on camera, and the products that you are trying to promote is about our culture. You're trying to do so many things, and you're doing them well. So I'm glad that you're here. So now I'm going to go ahead and shut up and you go ahead and talk about it. So I want you to go ahead and talk about, let's talk about Cello. Let's talk about Barong Warehouse really quick for this segment. This segment, I'm calling this segment, well, sort of like the origin of Barong Warehouse. So why don't you take it away?
Ooh, origin story. It's 97. My mom, Benny, and my dad, BB, they had a store in Los Angeles. They called it aptly Benny BB Fashions. and I worked at that store, and we sold some barongs and Filipiniana and a bunch of other Filipino products. We were inside an island Pacific, and it was just I just grew up around it, and I grew up just selling to fellow Filipinos, and the first Tagalog word I ever knew, because we're Bisayan, is tawad, my tawad. So I just knew that there is a need for Philams, especially, and just people, Filipinos in general, to be in touch with their roots. So back in 2013, I was, considering other things to do in my life, and I said, you know what? I had put some stuff online before. I had a streetwear company, and I said, I think barongs would do really well, and so I scraped together, you're right, about $1,000 for my first inventory, and I bought the domain, and then here we are today. Not that short of a story, but yeah, it's been quite the journey, and it's been great just being a part of countless events, from weddings to graduations to uh, Filipino fiestas to international events at people's schools. Uh, People's lectures about Asian studies, stuff like that. It's just so cool to be a part of it in some form, and uh, it's great when I see pictures from customers, and they tell us how amazing the products are. So it
Well,
also and also it gives us pride that our products are pretty much jet setting around the world, right? So
Well, see, the thing that I like about you and what you're trying to achieve, at least let me chime in on this one really quick, because sometimes people become so humble about it, is that you're not just trying to sell products, just like when I my introduction, it transcends commerce, okay? It transcends commerce. You embody, you want to promote the culture, okay? And I think sometimes when people are doing a business, I feel like I need to lean into that and make sure that when that and sort of in my mind say to everybody, you got to have a strong purpose. You had a
mm.
purpose. A lot of things were coming in. I mean, you're in your background already, so you were able to put that together. So that's what I like about what you're doing. You're not just trying to sell products. You're trying to promote the culture.
Can I also to say a little bit about my other parts of where I've been through, is that in the Philippines, I was a performing artist, and I was part of a dance group called Philippine All Stars, and we competed around the world, won a couple times, and we're really proud of that achievement. But one time we were in San Diego, and this really stuck with me. And we met with this group of young children, young teenagers, I would say, and they just seemed like a bunch of happy kids, and when we talked to their moderators, they said they're actually they're actually suicide attempters. So this group was kind of a support group for them. And when I asked, what's going on with that, they said that at the time, Filipino teenagers were the highest rate of suicide attempts in the area. And that just like through all of us who was in the room, was who had joined that meeting in my group, and they we asked, what's the reason for this, and they said it's because these kids came from the Philippines, or they grew up here, but they had no identity, they didn't know who they are, and they didn't have anything to cling to. So they thought just ending their lives would just be easier. And so I said, like, we have to find ways to be proud to be Filipino. And at the time, I was really lucky because I got to be part of this group, and we represented the Philippines, and we showed that, Philippines can be number one. And I wanted to carry that on with other products such as barongs and Filipiniana, and other things that we carry on the site, and just to give people kind of a touch of home and a touch of identity to their roots. So I think that's where that's kind of the hidden purpose of Barong Warehouse.
I'm gonna go chime right back in. I put a funny little comment in the front. It says, "Who wants to see the founder of Barone Warehouse sing and dance today?" So we're gonna do that later on. So she gave you sort of an introduction to her other life, so to speak, right? And we get to see a little bit about later. So I'm gonna reward all the people that get to stick around. and all the way to the show, and then we'll show a little bit of we'll show a little bit of cello in action back in her day, and however she wants to frame that. But let me go ahead and ask you the one question for this segment that I want to go ahead and make sure that we get on record here. So my question is that you sort of stated it already, but I want to re-emphasize it now. What motivated you to focus on Barong Tagalog and Filipina, and how do you select the products that you feature online? As for the Barong warehouse, I know that you've sold a lot of products, but is there something? Do you have like a method to your madness, so to speak?
Yeah, actually, business school. So I had a streetwear line. It was called Capital G, and we had a store at Robinson's Galleria. Shout out to my partners. And we had so much fun with it. And we had the coolest products. You know, we had all this streetwear. We had dance classes. There's just all these people coming through all the time. But guess what? We weren't making that many sales because our market didn't have purchasing power, or you know, you broke it down. If you break it down, what was going wrong. And so when it came to barongs, I knew there was a demand for it in the philam world, because I grew up with it. And there was so many people that came through to our store from young and old, and they all wanted barongs, and it was great. And I really saw that that's kind of one of the products or Filipino staple symbols that we cling on to as Filipinos wherever you are. And so, yeah, that's what motivated me to choose that product. And you know, people like it for their special events, and I thought that was really cool, just being part of people's events, because you know, I was also a singer and dancer, as Ferdinand mentioned. But um, besides
I
that, you
know
know, you can't be everywhere, so why not be also part of their ensemble, right? Oh, by the
you.
way, hey, hello to May Cruz.
She says
Hey,
hello. Yes, she
girl.
supporter of Barong Warehouse. I mean, and also of Emporium. She watches the show all the time. I
Right,
really
yeah.
appreciate her. She's
Thank
also
you.
a part of our team. She actually helps a lot of people in the Philippines do USFDA here. So I wanted to make sure that
Wow.
people know who she is. But besides that, I wanted to go ahead and show. See, I wore this jacket so that just in case people that are watching or don't know what Barong Tagalog is. I'm gonna try to attempt to show it, but it just gets washed out because it's white. So here you go. That's a Barong Tagalog. And what makes it amazing is the intricacies of the way they design it. Everybody's got a different style in the way they
Hmm.
do it. I know you can't see it, and it bugs me that you can't see it. But at the end of the day, that's what a Barong Tagalog, for all those watching have never seen a Barong Tagalog. So anyway, go ahead.
Well, you can go to barongwarehouse.com, and we have plenty of barongs there. So.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to see that. So why don't we show what a Barong Tagalog, and then we'll end it with that. Okay, some of the products you currently carry. So let me go ahead and show that right now.
Okay.
Okay, so right there, so for all those people who have never ever seen a Barong Tagalog, that's what a Barong
That's a
Tagalog is.
polo barong that the our male model's wearing. And that's more used for like casual events or the office. And the our female model, she's wearing a ethnic Filipiniana ensemble with a high-waisted skirt. So I thought those two look really cute together.
And then let me go ahead and get rid of that banner off of there so you can see it. So that you have some for kids
Yes,
also.
so we have a couples barong as well on the left side of the screen, and so it's matching embroidery. And then on the right we do have kids. That's the Filipiniana princess dress. That's my daughter, actually, Boo Boo.
Boo
We
Boo's
named
so
her
cute.
Cebu, but her nickname's Boo Boo. And my cute nephew, he's wearing a organza barong. So
Very nice. All right, let's go show the other ones. Something for a wedding, more elegant. This is what we
yeah.
were talking about, being elegant.
So that's a Filipiniana wedding dress, and of course it's got the traditional Filipina the butterfly sleeves, and then the male model, he's wearing a barong coat. Shout out to
Nice.
Lindsay and John, they're a lovely couple.
Hi,
They've
Lindsay
been
and
in
John.
many weddings together
Look
for
amazing.
shoots.
Seriously. All right, so we got a little bit of a Western theme here. So go ahead and let me know. I'm sure all the fellas would appreciate this theme.
This was part of a shoot, actually. Shout out to Angel Tan. She's the stylist for the shoot for Movier magazine, and she borrowed a couple barongs and made it look super cool with the cowboy theme. And yeah, I love all the photos from the shoot.
No,
And yeah,
this
that's a men's barong, but the female model, she rocks it. She looks so great in it.
you see, we're talking about the origin of what you did. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more to what Barong Warehouse is doing, but the fact that we're sort of restricted in the time and all of that stuff. I just want to end the segment knowing that you're mixing culture with your commerce, obviously. And to me, I'm trying to encourage anyone in the Philippines, whether you approach trying to create a business from Philippine products because maybe you want to promote the culture, or maybe you just want to promote the health and wellness products that are in the Philippines, or anything that you might find interesting, whether it be dishes or arts and crafts. Cello, you combine all of that, your culture, some commerce, something practical. I mean, that's why I feel like at the end of this segment, I want you to close it out by just saying that's what your intentions were, right?
Oh yes, definitely. I have a single called Pinay's Rise, and just talk about how proud I am to be Filipina, and I just want to share the culture because I want other Filipinos who might not know so much about their culture to know more and be more proud and have role models so that they can grow up proud and live proud, and it's not just different cultures bombarding you with their story. We have a story, we have a very amazing story, and we need to keep that alive.
Well, that's why I'm going to end this segment by saying that this whole segment we called it the digital tapestry of Philippine creativity. You've done marvelous things with Barong Tagalong Filipiniana, and I think there's a lot more work, obviously, just like any business, and we need to continue to make this mainstream, or at least part of the awareness or the conscious of the U.S. market. I mean, the world, really. I'm just talking about
Yeah.
because I keep talking about the U.S. market, but coming up with certain variations, which I love. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and the segment of that. And by the way, for all those watching right now, if you have a business, if you have promoting Philippine paid products now, please let me know what it is. Maybe I'll go ahead and interview you here because this show is about trying to get people to really consider empower you to want to do Philippine made product, a Philippine made product business. So if you want me to go ahead and mention you on the air, or maybe you want to talk to Cello, please do that. Please free to chime in and whatever platform you guys are on. So let me go ahead and acknowledge some of our supporters. Okay, some of our supporters and their products. So let me go ahead and acknowledge my second vendor or supporter of Emporium. And we are back. For all those people who just tuned in or have stayed with us, which I love. Thank you so much for if you have been doing that. Please, I mean, I want to go ahead and welcome you all to Flexing Philippines. And this podcast, this is your number one Philippine made product advocate live stream. And I'm your number one Philippine made product advocate here in the US market. So we're excited to have Cello Coppage here of Barong Warehouse because what she's doing here today is to sort of support the premise of the show, which is to create, to encourage and empower and educate anyone out there watching, or if you care to share this, and which we would love for anybody who's ever said, well, you know what, I want to promote Philippine-made products. How do I do that? In some ways, if you don't organize it, it seems daunting. But when you hear people like my guest today, she's amazing. She put all that together. And along with me, I'm hoping that we continue to create this ecosystem of people wanting to bring Philippine made products in the US market. All right. With that said, let's get back to our guest. Her name is Cello Coppage, founder of Barong Warehouse. And she's here today to talk about Navigating the Online Marketplace by Barong Warehouse. So let's go ahead and talk to her again and let us see what she has to say about challenges about running an online store called Barong Warehouse. Cello,
Hi.
we're back.
Yeah, there's lots of challenges.
Yeah.
As with any
Yeah.
business that you
Yeah.
enter, as with anything you do that's worth it, there's going to be challenges. Uh, when I first started, e-commerce was very, I don't know, relaxed, more relaxing, I think.
Yeah.
There was less competition out there for sure. Everybody was still going to retail stores, but now with the advent of Amazon and the post-pandemic era, everyone's trying to sell online, and this is great. At the same time, I encourage creativity, and I mentioned this to Ferdinand already, but I had my share of copycats.
Yeah. Let's
And
talk about that. For all those who are copycatting, come on now. Why are you
they're
guys
okay.
doing?
The harm, I wouldn't say harmless, but the harmless ones are the small sellers, small time sellers on like Shopee.ph in the Philippines, where they take my images and use them. Fine. I can't go after all of them. It is kind of not worth your time. At the end of the day, they're not competition per se. But there was this one person, I won't say what company, but they
You
pretty
want me to
much
do it?
copied my website and the top other websites of Barong sellers. And they what they did was they took little bits and pieces of all of our branding, and then kind of, and then put up a website that's very similar to my name, to my the website's name. And yeah, now they're my main competitor. And I the, it's one thing when you're competing with people, and competition is healthy and it makes you better.
Mhm.
But the problem is we constantly get calls, complaints from their customers asking where their order is and how
Oh
can
my
they return
gosh.
it, because they copied our brand so much that people think we're the same company.
Wow.
And so, it's just, that's kind of the thing where it's like, be creative. As Filipinos, we're really creative people. So get out there and do your own thing. Because if you go do your own thing, then we're not competitors. We could be friends instead, and help each other out. So I think that's one of the hardest things post pandemic, because competition has kind of sprouted everywhere. Everyone wants to stay home.
Well, let me
Yeah.
chime in on that. I want to add on to what you said because that's near and dear to my heart about collaborating. I think
Mm,
this whole thing about promoting culture, it is a big deal. I mean, it is a big market, and I think if you guys want to work together, there should be. There's not there's a lot of work in trying to get the U.S. market, the consciousness of Philippine products. So that's why I agree with you. You should. I don't know why they feel like they needed to do that. It's almost like this mentality of lack that you feel like there's not enough market there, you got to do that. I mean, be a little bit more creative, for goodness sake. Anyway,
yeah,
go
and
ahead.
and there's a plenty of other companies who are, and I give props to them for making
Yeah.
those efforts to go out there and do their own thing, bring something new to Borong as a Filipiniano, right? And
Well,
yeah.
let me ask you this question regarding the segment. I would be amiss if I didn't ask you this question. Now, as far as the challenges, I know that I wanted to lean into um, not necessarily, we addressed that with the competition, but what about I want to look at where can you describe like a turning point, like, or a breakthrough moment for your online store, like you knew that it was happening? Because I'm sure that everybody, and when they start a business, it's so daunting, right? But with you,
Mm.
how did you know that you're going to be okay? What did you say to yourself?
Yeah, so the first year we had done it, it was a completely different system. And then turning point was the person my friend who was in charge of my fulfillment in the US. He had to close his company, and he said, I got to give you all your stock back. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And he goes, don't worry, just do this and that. And, he gave me tips and pointers, and I looked into it, and I took it upon myself to really learn e-commerce, because up until that point I had relied on him. And Amazon wasn't that big yet at the time. Most people selling online had to have their own developers and whatnot, so it wasn't that as easy as it is today. But then once I took the reins of the stock and I had to, I had no choice but to sell it because I didn't want to be stuck with it, right? So yeah, I just learned. I researched, and at the time I didn't have anything better to do, so I spent all my time doing it and I focused on it, and it turned out for the better. And then, marketing, of course, like, talk to people and get out there.
No,
And online marketing definitely helps. Ads, wherever you think your company can do well in, whether it be Facebook or Google, you can do it. It just takes some research, and don't be afraid to learn, and don't be lazy to learn. All of this stuff can get really technical, and you just have to suck it up and learn it, so you can get to the top or wherever you want to go.
so many of wannabe entrepreneurs do get lazy, unfortunately, and it's just the thing. But what I'm going to try to get to is say that what I'm trying to promote here with Flexing Philippines is that you got to really like it, okay? And that's why I think you, like you said, you combine your energy, your charm, your love of the culture, your entrepreneurial spirit, and your background with your family. So that's why somebody from a previous show said that it's not the faint of heart, anybody who wants to bring products in. But now I think it's a little bit easier than it was maybe 20, 30 years ago, right? Because they have people like me, or people like who just really believe in Philippine made products out there. Not just me, there's a lot more. I'm just kidding about all of you, but I'm the one who I feel like I want to empower those people to make it not difficult, because having a
Mm,
business is already tough, and then you got to like look for products, and that's what we're trying to
right.
do. And that's what you've just done, Cello. So you've done amazing stuff.
Oh, thank you, Ferdinand.
I mean, I know I'm being syrupy about it, but it's doing what you're doing. I'm just trying to make a point that you got to love what you're doing. It really is. I mean, I don't know your complete background, Cello, except that I know that you love promoting the culture. That's one thing. I follow you when you're doing your thing on social media. So obviously you've combined that. Like I said, I don't mean to sound repetitive, but that's what it is. Anybody who wants to promote Philippine products, they got to love it, right?
Definitely, I think, and I'm just having fun. Like, sometimes, we source different products, and sometimes they arrive, and I'm just wowed by the quality and the beauty of it.
Mhm.
And I sit there and think like how they did it, and it's so impressive. We still have so many artisans in the Philippines, and we do need to support them, so that they can keep going and keep that art form alive.
I
So
love.
that's
Well,
the
I
other
love the
side of it.
I love the fact that you sort of segue into that on next segment. So, with that being said, I know continue with that wonderment that you have when it comes to the products.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just barongs or Filipiniana. There's house decor, and there's indigenous woven products, and there's endless things you can find there. And I love the people that have taken, like, something like glasses, like Ralph Santos. I believe you know him as well, Ferdinand. And
Mhm.
he has his kahoy sunglasses, and it's like made out of indigenous material. So
Yeah,
that's something like that, where X meets Y, and it brings something new to the table that people haven't seen before. It's something unique and novel. And yeah, if you have that and you can market it properly and get it out to the world, then it's gold.
there are a lot of influencers out there. I see that they're very good at what they do, and I think that if they just discover a lot more of Philippine products, a lot of it can actually be here. And I've seen a lot of influencers. Matter of fact, I want to approach some of them because their thing is they know how to market. I just like to do the behind the scenes, even though, like, I joke around with you in the beginning, like, okay, I'm in front of the freaking camera, right? But at the end of the day, I joke around with everybody. Well, nobody else is going to do it for free, right? So I do it because I need to get the word out there, and it's the best way I know how. But I've seen a lot of great marketers, influencers, and right now social media. And I just read somewhere in this newsletter called the Future Party or the Trend, where that live selling is kicking, is starting to really take hold more than ever. So I think if we can just latch on to people like that here, that we can discover, that they can discover Philippine products, that's what I'm actually hoping for. Anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm going to end this segment, but I want you to end this segment for me. What other comments that you have about challenges that you faced?
Other challenges. I'm trying to think.
Love the way
Oh,
she looked at
okay.
that.
So
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
honestly, I've had the toughest time post pandemic. One of the things that broke my heart really was we had this relationship with a group of our sewers since the 90s, and during the pandemic, everyone went through a really rough time, and some of them passed away. Some of them had to move to other countries just to provide for their families. Some of them had to move back to the province because now they have to watch their grandchildren because the parents have to work, etc. So it was a really huge transition, and it took us a while to bounce back from that. And then, not to mention that relationship loss. It was heartbreaking. The relationships lost. And I think that's another challenge, is that when you see businesses, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and there are people involved and relationships there. And when things go wrong, it can go really wrong. And we all felt the pains of the pandemic. So thankfully, we kind of passed that by now. But yeah, it's still there's still some areas where we still need to improve upon post pandemic. So I think that's just kind of what my team is working on now. Just improvement. Yeah. And hello to the Facebook user.
I don't know who the Facebook user is. I don't know when that. I still can't figure out when they do that. Like, okay, well, are they on the platform and they just I can't see them? I don't know. But
There's probably a
whoever you
disconnect.
are, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching Flexing
Thank you.
Philippines
Thank you.
and watching Cello Coppage of Barong Warehouse. But my comment to you was that you're not uh, you push through
Yeah.
with these challenges. At the end, the segment that that we talked about is challenges. So everybody has challenges. So let's end it with the fact that you just make you to, at least for me, the formula for facing challenges. Obviously, your family. First and foremost, and get them, make sure they're okay, because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones supposedly, when some people don't go, oh, I don't know, my family may not do that, but no, but mine doesn't. I'm sure yours too, but that family's first for me. And also make sure that you pray. I do pray in my own way.
Same.
And then really make sure you surround yourself with people that will actually go ahead and be supportive and provide ideas, and you got to try out different things. Anyway, let's go ahead
Definitely.
and go to our next segment. I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge again one of our supporters. You might like this product. It's from the Philippines. They make product. It's called Terra Philippines. I love the CEO of this company, young lady who is very entrepreneurial too. And let me go ahead and show you her products.
Nice.
And we're back.
Nice.
You see
Beautiful
that?
bags.
Those are beautiful bags. Yes, it's from Terra Philippines. And for anybody who's interested in any of these products that we're showing online, they're all currently at www.emporium.com. All right, let's go back to segment three. We're going to hover around segment three because there's a lot of things that you want to share with us in regards to segment three. Now, the segment three is called The Heart of Filipino Artisanship Online by Barong Warehouse. Now, this segment, we're going to talk a little bit more about Barong Warehouse and their brand and what she feels how important artisans are for the future of the Philippines. So I'll let you go ahead and start with that.
Yeah, so at Barong Warehouse we do have a brand partner program, and this is actually from Anthology. So hello to Lodge of Anthology, and it's a beautiful barong top that they've designed, and with ruffles. Love it. Anyways, so we do have a brand partner program. So if you have a Filipino product and you need a U.S. partner, we can fulfill and store your products for you. You can also just list on our website if you want to ship it yourselves. So we've been working with Anthology, Makabayan Wear, Hacker Golf, and a bunch of other brands, Team Messi, and we love to support their products. For example, Makabayan Wear has amazing indigenous crafts, from scarves to house decor to accessories, and all made by Kalinga and other indigenous communities in the Philippines, and they're absolutely beautiful. And we can marry that with the Barong Warehouse market, because the same people that are looking to buy barongs are probably going to be very interested in your product. So
Ooh, I had to step in. I just have to step in, Cello, only
go
because
ahead.
there is a. I hope she's watching. I spoke to this lovely young lady yesterday. She's from the Philippines. She is doing what I think the whole country should do, and her team. They're consolidating and trying to make a home for all these this artisans, their products. And I'm going to introduce you to her. Her name is, hopefully she's watching. Her name is Isis Umali, and the company is called Likan, and that's the
Nice.
Tagalog word. And I'm going to introduce you to her, and she's going to be amazing. But I'm sure she's watching this, so I'm sure she wants to go ahead and listen to your brand partner program. And why don't we do it? Go ahead.
Yeah, so if you can hit the next slide. Thank you, Bernard. So we've been selling products since the 90s. Like we said earlier, our website's been running since 2013. We do lead we in site visits for Filipino products. We have 50K plus visits per month, and our top keywords are always on the first page. So we have great ranking online. So we can use that for your products as well. And we sold all over the world, so we could piggyback your products alongside our products. um, because, like we mentioned earlier, Filipinos abroad have this hunger for Filipino products, and we just want to spread that, and uh, we just want to give them the best Filipino products there is. But yeah, we can also do the fulfill. Like I said earlier, we could do the fulfillment, and we also will market your products through our different platforms. Next slide, please. So this is just a glimpse of our website. Uh, you can check it out yourself, barongwarehouse.com. And we do sell, novelty items. We have, wedding accessories, some religious items, and of course, the indigenous crafts that we talked about earlier as well. Next slide. So advantages, you could be a part of our network. Of course, you can have your own store as well, but you could post the same products and inventory on our website so that you can get out there to even more networks. Uh, like I mentioned, we do list your brand and products on our site, and we have a portal for you so you could see your inventory and your sales. We do market your products across all of our social media, newsletters, and other marketing efforts. We take care of customer service like refunds or exchanges, and like I said, our brand partner portal, and uh, if you want to ship it to the US, you can piggyback it on our system already to save on costs. So, next slide. So, this is a glimpse of our brand partner portal. And yeah, it's fairly easy. You just create an account, we accept your account, and yeah, you could just see from there. That's my dummy account for my brand that I'm currently not working on. But yeah, you can see that you what you've sold, how much inventory you have left. So if you have low inventory, then you can send us more stock, etc. Next slide, please. Like I said, we will take care of proper storage of your items, the picking, packing, and shipping of your items to customers, customer service, product page creation and website operations, creation of your brand profile page, and marketing of all your stuff. So it depends on our agreement, but BW makes 10 to 25% of the sale, and the rest goes to you. Next slide, please. So your on your end, it will be you need to ship the items to us and properly label them and send us an inventory sheet. And then, of course, we need the information of your products, or else we'll make it up, and you don't want that. Oh, maybe you do. We can help you with that as well. But and photos should be on a white background, but we can help you with that as well. And we can cross promote if you can push that. It's available on Brong Warehouse as well. That would be amazing. And like I mentioned, you make 75 to 90% of the sale. Now, 75 if we're doing the storage and fulfillment for you, but if you just want to list on our site, we only take 10% off the sale, and that's the lowest you can find anywhere on the internet. So, things to note. So, we'll start your brand on the main page, but we are branching out to more regions soon where we'll have dedicated stockists. And then, if you don't sell within 6 months, we may put it on sale. If you don't sell it within a year, we may ask that it be shipped back to you. But, really with Filipino products, they're kind of evergreen, they don't really go out of style. Like they still look good years from now. And then, of course, you will be paid before every 10th of the month of the next month. Next slide, please. And that's me in a Mestiza Bolero, similar to what was on the last commercial that you played, Ferdinand. But anyways, if you have any more questions, you can reach out to me at celloofbw@gmail.com.
I put your contact information as a
Oh, that's
scroll
right.
to the screen
You
just
can
to make
reach
sure.
me there as well.
Yeah. So what possibly whoever's going to watch this later on, or maybe now, they don't realize that if you're a that is a an amazing offer. Which, to be honest with you, I'll be totally transparent. Something just A light bulb just came on with me. I didn't know why I just didn't work with you in a lot of things, because what I'm trying to do for Philippine products is to have some sort of an incubation of the products. Yours is
Mm,
the next level, honestly, of what I would want to see with Philippine products, because at that point you're already established in online, with e-commerce. Because, like I said, my role in this whole chain is not to be so much the point person when it comes to the retail sales and things of that nature. Mine is just to sort of orchestrate. I'm like Nick Fury of the Avengers. I'm not the
yeah.
superhero. I am not the superhero. You are. I'm just like the
Nick
guy
Fury
with
is
the
pretty
pitch.
awesome too, though.
Well, yeah, he's awesome, right? But he has got no superpowers or anything like that. So it's just like he's just
Got a
good.
cool scar.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, but I know my lane. But anyway, so my point is that this is an amazing opportunity for all of Philippine brands that want to be here and have something of an established thing. I mean, Amazon's amazing, but there's a lot of other fees that you need to get involved. Even though
Yeah.
technically I am promoting that because I have a specialist that does Amazon also.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's another thing. But at the end of the day, the more the merrier. Let's get going. So let's
Yeah,
let's end it
for
with
sure.
let's end it with your thought process regarding Filipino artistry. Okay, now end it with this: what makes your collection of Philippine Barong, Tagalog, and Filipiniana distinct in the online marketplace? What makes what is that? What is it that you look for with artisanal products? Especially with these type of designs with your Barong Tagalog.
Well, I've just been doing this for a really long time, and I know what people want and what they would look good in, and that's what we put out there. There's a lot of products out and about now, but yeah, I mean, it's just there's a reason why we keep going, and we've been around because we something's working. So
Oh, definitely.
yeah, so yeah, I think what sets us apart is that we what we try to do is put out quality product and at affordable price, because sometimes it's hard, the world these days,
Oh yeah.
inflation's gone crazy and overboard. So yeah, we still try to help people look their best and still be affordable.
Well, the craftsmanship, I think, with the Philippines is that's what's really going to separate them. I mean, the elephant in the room is always price, right? Obviously, and when you talk about China bringing, making certain products, and you can't beat that to a certain degree. I'll be the first one to do that. But what I really want to go after is really the uniqueness and the artisanal. That's how it's going. How the Philippines, I think, will put themselves on the map. There, I feel
Right.
like most countries will not beat China in terms of price, and anybody who wants to debate me on that, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, what I'm banking on is the uniqueness and the artisanal stuff. Okay. And that's why I wanted to sort of hover around that aspect of it. So, I mean, hopefully that makes sense.
It definitely makes sense. So there was a fortunate thing that happened, and fashion designers out there and other clothing sellers will tell you the same. After the pandemic, sewers got really scarce,
Scarce. I like that. Okay. It's been scarce.
scarce.
I'm scarcy.
Because a lot of them were being pirated by bigger brands. A lot of them were also turning to easier products to sell, where they can make more money. So, the artisanship of barongs and other unique Philippine products is really on the verge of disappearing. I don't mean to sound like scary or anything, but if we don't support these products and keep being proud of our heritage,
Mhm.
then someday people aren't just gonna make them anymore. And it's already happening with, for example, calado barongs, because now they do mostly computerized embroidery. But
Yeah.
calado is very hard to do. It takes a very skilled embroiderer to make it happen, and there's not that many of them anymore. And it's sadly, double tripled in price because of that. But
Yeah.
if we had more people doing this, it would be more affordable, and more people would embrace barongs even more, because there's nothing like it. It's you should see if you see the videos on YouTube with the process that it takes. It's just insane. It's for one barong, it can take up to 2 months. Depending on how intricate the design is. And people don't want to do this anymore because they see on social media that other people are living it up, and they don't want to sit in the province and make them. And it's really unfortunate, because it these are products that make grooms beautiful and brides beautiful, and make you look amazing for your special events. And yeah, so I encourage people to continue to support these type of products, because otherwise, we're just not going to have them anymore. One day we'll wake up and there's no one doing this anymore.
Yeah, it's just like everybody looks the same. Nobody appreciates. I mean, I don't think it'll ever get to that, but yes, I'm afraid to is obviously it's going to decrease in terms of. That's why I try to, you know, showcase that in these shows because, like I said, I'm a big fan of artisanal stuff. I try to lean into that when I can, and the reality with a lot of people is that they can't, only because everybody's always about the price, and I don't blame them. I'm not going to even make a comment about that. But in the end, that is the other side,
That is the
so
other side,
these things.
true.
Yeah, it's gonna just happen. Now, let's go ahead and end this segment on this one. Now, obviously, what we want to get into next is we're gonna end the show. The last segment is about you, Cello Coppage,
Me.
encouraging fellow entrepreneur, other entrepreneurs, and then we're going to end the fourth segment with a little surprise, with showing a little bit more of your talent, your tapestry of creativity. So we're going to go into that at
Thank
the
you.
at the segment, the last fourth, in the fourth segment. So before we do that and get into that segment, again, we just finished talking about artisanal stuff and what makes Philippines amazing to get products from. So anybody out there wanting to promote products from the Philippines, artisanal stuff, there's so many in terms of different products. Not necessarily, I'm not saying that what Cello just said about that particular product, but there are a lot of others too, like arts and crafts, furniture, that also we
Yeah.
need to support them so that
For
they'll
sure.
you'll get something very unique. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and go to my last supporter of Philippine of Flexing Philippines. Here is Bayani Pay.
Libre remittance at mataas na exchange rate? With Bayani Pay, mas secure na, mas mura pa! Ang Bayani Pay ay bank-to-bank transfer na walang middleman kaya mas maaasahan. Sa registration, kailangan lang mag-scan ng ID at mag-selfie para sure na ikaw talaga yan. At pag nag-connect ka na ng bank account, huwag kang mag-alala dahil di namin ini-store ang bank details mo. Sigurado na darating ang remittance mo dahil kumpleto ang information ng iyong recipient. Remit na with Bayani Pay!
Okay, you just saw Bayani Pay. Bayani Pay is a remittance company. I mean, there's so many remittance companies, right, to a certain degree. But I like about them is they're focused on the Philippines, and on top of that, if you are an aspiring Filipino entrepreneur or any not, you don't have to be Filipino, but I'm just saying that if you want to buy products from the Philippines, that's why I sort of gravitated towards them because what they're doing is they actually do business remittance too, up to a certain amount, of course. So if you're trying to start out your business and you want to go ahead and let's just say you ordered something, a small order, maybe a pallet or something from the Philippines. Bayani Pay is probably the one company that I will sort of encouraged for you to use because of the fact that they're able to focus on the Philippines. They understand the Philippines. There's no fees, and the exchange rate is pretty good. And they get to go to a certain amount and they use it for business. All right, enough for me selling Bayani Pay. Anyway, what I wanted to go ahead and go to our fourth segment is this segment is called Creating Success in E-commerce by Barong Warehouse. So now this is the part where I get to ask Cello some really like fun questions at the end of this segment. But before I ask that fun question, what would you say now to somebody who isn't, want to promote Philippine products? Cello, what do you want to say to that person? I mean, because we just
Join
said
our brand partner program.
there you go. Perfect. Okay. That there you
No
go. That's
brainer.
perfect, right? Okay. But do that, mention that again, but figure out the mindset. Why would they
Mm.
want to do all that and why they should try to encourage and then understand that they need to develop a certain mindset for doing this.
Well, yeah, so that is a much easier way to get into the market for sure, is to join our program. But if you want to go about it and do it yourself, do your homework. It's not easy. I will be honest. It's a lot of work. But it's worth it because you're your own boss, I guess. And
No,
you
but
can,
but see the thing you just brought it up though. We're making it easy. They,
yeah,
they have
exactly.
a landing place, right?
That's true. That's true. That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
if they want to go about it and do it themselves, it's there's a lot of intricacies into it, but it's not impossible. And you can Google to your heart's content and figure whatever route you want to take because there's many routes now. E-commerce is a huge industry, so find your niche. Find something. Find a group of people that desperately need something, and will buy from you time and time again. And I think that's where it's going to be gold in e-commerce. If you have that people, if you can get a subscription, that would be fantastic. I'm still trying to figure that out. But yeah, it's it's definitely that's definitely wouldn't be doing anything else in business. I love having that freedom, and yeah, I mean, anyone can really do it if they just
Well, like I was telling you before, my father was doing importing, exporting in the 80s, where she was like
wow.
teletext, fax,
Yeah.
um, couldn't really do anything in terms of, the vetting part was very difficult. And he couldn't
Mm.
even figure out how to communicate with a lot of the suppliers there. And you were just blindly trying to do it. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
huge. This was in the 80s,
Yeah.
teletext, fax, whatever, right? But so to me, every time I think about that, and then what I'm doing now, it is easier. There's always going to be a challenge,
Yeah.
but you
That's true.
see, for all the people that are like watching now, if you look at behind me, it says sourcing, shipping, and selling. Those are the three S's that I think if you can master the three, you'll get an idea. There's always sort of a risk, right? You know, Cello took care of the selling part. The shipping, I'll help you. The sourcing, she and I
Right?
will help you. So if you have that urge to do it, then you just have to be awesome yourself and knowing where to sell it. Because at the end, we can't do that for you, or we would be doing that for you already. But at the end of the day, sourcing, shipping, and selling, those are the three S's, and pretty much a lot of people have figured it out, and that's why I love connecting with people like Cello, because at the end, those are the three S's that needs to be combined. If we can create that platform all together like that, I think a lot more people would want to bring products from the Philippines and vice versa from here to the US. Okay.
Yes,
So my
definitely.
last question, okay, on this is a fun question. Okay. Now, if your Barong Tagalog and Filipiniana collections were to be featured in a blockbuster movie, what what would it be, and how would you pretty much put your collections contribute to the storyline?
Well, we were already in movies, Ferdinand.
See, there you go. Okay, well,
So, yeah,
expand
I
on that, dear
collaborated
Chilo.
recently with my good friend Maribel Bustos. She has a brand called Barumu, and that's also on Barong Warehouse. She does these really cool Barong hoodies.
Hmm.
And on this movie that she styled for, Lumpia with a Vengeance,
Ooh,
really
yeah, I've heard
fun
of that.
movie. And
Hmm.
it had a Barong with a hood. And yeah, so we collaborated with Maribel on that. And then that was really super cool. It's a great Philam story, and funny and heartwarming, and it's got all the goodies you want in a story. And then also we were part of Amazon Prime movie called Wedding Hustlers,
Ooh,
and they featured our one of our premium barongs for their wedding, and also their entire wedding party, their groomsmen. They all wore our barongs as well. So, yes, you can see, from casual to formal, our
I'm
barongs can be part of your special event. So,
I'm talking to a celebrity, everybody. You didn't know that. Really, she's a celebrity, and I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna prove it to you that she's a celebrity. So, are you ready to show
I'm
your
not
video of
ready.
your cello? Okay,
I'm not ready.
I'm gonna show this now to everybody, and either you're gonna go whoa, or you're gonna smile a little bit, and you didn't think that she could do it, right? So here you go. Hold on. We're gonna play a little bit of cello's talent, just a little bit, maybe
Just
a
a
minute.
little.
Here you
Alright.
go. Hold on, hold on.
You gotta dance, Ferdinand.
I will after this.
Hey, it's Cello A
I was cello A Street
and
as a performer.
VW. We here
Here.
for
Yeah.
you. We got that historic, so cosmic. Love so strong, it's almost toxic. We got that historic state classic. Yeah, we got that unexplainable magic. This is a love they write stories about. It's the winners who write history, and I'm winning when you're next to me. We got the
So right there, you
present,
got the
a gift
first up
for
world.
two. I really enjoy existing with you. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 let's make history. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 let's.
Woo!
I'm gonna go ahead and let it play while we're talking and end the show with it. Okay.
Shout out
So
to New York.
yeah, I know, right? So a lot of people are going, "Wow, she can dance too. She can sing." Woo! That's why I told you, for everybody again, going back to, not to get sidetracked, because I do appreciate the fact that she's very talented. She's combined her love of entertaining, culture, and entrepreneurship all in one. And I think that if you can put all of your love in one thing that you're doing every day, then I think that's amazing. That's a gift. So I didn't want to have that let go. I thought we were just gonna have a good time, and all that. So anyway, I'm showing now the Amazon show. Anyway, all right. With that said, let's end your comment, and then we're gonna end the show with you. Okay, but you're not going anywhere until we do something. But go ahead and end this segment regarding e-commerce. Go ahead and say whatever you need to say about encouraging other people. Be motivational.
If I could do it, you could do it. And if you need help, you got me, you got Ferdinand, and all of our other friends that's been on this show. And, just get out there and let us know what you need and what you need help with. And if we can't help you, then Google can.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
internet can. There's so many things,
There's so
and
many.
there shouldn't be anything holding you back than your limiting beliefs. This is something that almost anyone can do, in my opinion. So,
Okay,
uh,
I'm trying to make this a tradition, and
mm,
hopefully all my future guests will actually do it. But
sure.
since you are a dancer, I threw that out there already. You and me are
All
gonna do
right.
we're gonna do my happy dance. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I put this down and say we're doing our happy dance. If I can look for. Oh man, I didn't get it. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and put our happy dance on. And all right, so let's go ahead and do our happy dance. So you don't want to say anything else. We're gonna end it with this, okay?
Warehouse.com.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
Here we
you,
go.
May.
So we're gonna go ahead and do our happy dance. Then
Go for the net. Go for the net. Move on. Hey.
there's a happy dance. We're gonna last like 10 seconds.
Do the happy dance. Hey, hey. Do the happy dance. Hey, hey. Do the happy dance. Hey, hey. Do the happy dance.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you for the happy dance with me and the Philippines. Yeah. Oh,
Get it, Ferdinand.
yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to show the last comment. Let me see if anybody's watching. May said it again. She says, Galing cello coppage. Thank you.
Thank you, May.
And then we're saying, okay, she says, happy dancing to all of you, all future. I'm going to make everyone who's dancing, who appears on the show, we're going to do the happy dance. This is awesome. It's like a little funk tap. Oh, yeah. Oh,
With the
all
shoulders.
right. I'll see you later.
Hey,
A little bit of that.
hey.
All right. I'm going to say goodbye to you before I hurt myself on the dancing chair. Hello. I'm going to go ahead and put that Okay, so what we're trying, the last part of the show that I want to go ahead and tell everybody is that this and other shows, we're going to go ahead and continue doing these Flexing Philippines, but don't forget to watch our other shows called Dear Filipino Brands. There, I actually bring an Amazon expert who is helping a lot of Filipino brands get into Amazon. And you got to watch that. It's called Dear Filipino Brands. I want to go ahead and promote that. And then the other thing too that I want to promote, I am doing a live seminar, just small one. That's why I want to do these on the air, but I also want to bring the products in person to people so that they can see the quality of these products. So my next seminar that I'm going to be doing is going to be in Las Vegas in this small store called Orient Pearl Asian Market. It's on Rainbow Boulevard in Las Vegas. It's going to be from 10 to 12 in Las Vegas. Okay, March 30th. That's on a Saturday. So if you're watching and you're in Las Vegas, please hopefully sign in. I'm going to keep posting the information in the social media and also the link to reserve for it. But hopefully you guys can make it. So because it's one thing to talk about all these products the way we've been talking about it, but you need to see it in person, touch it, experience it, whatever. Okay, so do that. And then the last thing I want to go ahead and make you guys be aware of is for those watching is I want to go ahead and show you the website that we currently have. Let me go ahead and do that. Hold on for a second. If I can go ahead and share. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of products currently we created this website because that's why I was telling you earlier with Cello. I want to promote Cello's brand partner program. But before we get to the brand partner program, what I've been trying to do is really trying to house some Philippine-made products that maybe are not approved US FDA yet, or maybe they just need some sort of a trial run before they actually do all of these things with someone like a Cello. Even though technically I think Cello is more than happy to do all that. So with me, I take people, I ask people to go ahead and sign up and go to the directory. As you can see in this directory that I have, I'm showing you, these are some of the products we currently have in the directory. We have food condiments, we have artwork by Pia Art Atelier. Anthology is also here. And also, if you want to do Pili sweets and pastries, there's some products there. These are all also, I'm working on a project. Hopefully, we'll get to work with them. It's eco bags. Okay, if you're thinking about wanting to, you feel like there's too much plastic in the world, and you want to provide cassava bags, which are eco-friendly, which you're gonna love. You want to go ahead into the store and look them up, and then also craft work. And let's see if there's anything else here that I probably, yeah, just go to the website. Honestly, we have arts and crafts from Garnish, leather handbags, Ruyag bags, which I think you're going to be awesome, and Orispa, #1 health and wellness brand. She has a lot of franchise. Cheryl Quintana, and then also, what other products do we have here? I'm trying to actually show it to you. Only if my little handy dandy computer here would cooperate, and also Global Business Impact. Also, Casa de Lorenzo organic products, essential oils, David's homemade food trading, Broombastic Philippines. There are so many that if you want to get an idea what kind of products are available in the Philippines, you just need to go to the website. It's www.emporium.com. That's EMPHORIUM. All right, everybody. And I think that should do it. Again, thank you, May, for watching us do our happy dance. I appreciate that. And I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to everybody who's watched this. And thank you for your time. And hopefully you get to share this with anybody. If you're in the US, share it with people that are thinking about Philippine-made products. Let them do the journey, because we've already, looking for us, because we've done pretty much all of the other stuff. You just need to find a good product that you really believe in, just like Cello with the Barong, Tagalog, and Filipiniana. Okay. With that being said, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing night and the rest of the weekend or week. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.